What is this? Another YouTube channel? God, isn't this what everyone's doing right now? Come check it out. Oh, wow. Hey, welcome to the very first live episode of Just Create here on YouTube. I appreciate everyone that joins on, takes a view. I am really excited about getting this channel launched properly in the way it's supposed to be. It has been a long time coming. Once again, my name is Thomas Duran. I am the owner and founder of TD Films. And I wanted to kind of discuss a little bit about who I am, what I do, what this channel is really all about. You can follow me on Instagram at tdfilms1904. And for those people that do join on and has been following me on there, has been noticing I've been kind of building up to this moment about this channel. And the reason why I'm doing it, I'm not trying to become the next YouTube star or this to be a big time channel. What this channel is for businesses and entrepreneurs and also videographers who also trying to get money doing their video work. And it's about for them to use this as a resource, to hopefully use it as a resource to be able to take these practices that I'm going to be teaching and that I'm going to be putting into this channel all about video marketing in order to help grow their business, how to utilize video properly and successfully, that type of thing. And the reason I'm going live is I just don't have the time to always continue to shoot the constant videos that YouTube requires to get that viewership, to get that stuff. And so one of the best, easiest ways for me to be able to continue to put out content easily is just to do it live and have the show right here. And so that's what today's show is all about, just to kind of test the waters here. This is my very first live show, and getting used to my setup, how I think it's going to work. If it doesn't work, then that's okay too. I mean, I just want to get through all the trials, because I feel like I got to a certain point that I could control as much as I did, but now it's kind of a matter of just doing it. And that's what this whole theme of this channel is about, and what the name is about, Just Create, and just basically putting the content out there and improve on it as you go through. So who am I? And I'm going to kind of like I said before, I kind of discuss about who I am and why I feel compelled to start this channel. But I will also walk you through somewhat of the assets that I built out for this, put some kind of thought into it. But I want to be a channel, a resource for anyone that is involved with video and trying to use video for their business, videographers trying to gain business, that kind of be. And I'll kind of explain how I came to inspire to start doing this. As you can see, I'm kind of looking back and forth. My computer's right over here, my monitor, and so anyone that is live that comes on, I could see your comments. So please comment below. Tell me if you're excited about this type of channel, what this channel is all about. Any questions you have in regards to video on how to use it in your business, what kind of businesses that you run. Whatever the case may be, please go ahead and comment, and I will continue to respond to those comments as well. So anyway, so let's get this kind of started here. Why did I start a YouTube channel, or why am I going to be focusing more on YouTube and getting this, use this as a resource for other people? So a little bit of back end, I wasn't always into video marketing. My background has been in video for about 15 years. Honestly, it started because 15 years ago. So think about 15 years ago, cameras and the technology and video wasn't as like relevant, or wasn't as popular as it is today. YouTube just started, right? Like YouTube was just starting out in that time frame. It was a little bit before, but it was never really what it is today. So anyway, about 15 years ago, I actually wanted to study to be a firefighter. And yeah, I was going to school to be a firefighter. But during that time, I was still in college trying to do that. Well, school's tough. I wasn't a very good student, but that's here or there. But I had this desire that I wanted to. I had some friends that had their, was into video production, and I saw a couple of people that were shooting documentaries, and I was just really, really intrigued by it. So I just had thought I want to become a camera guy, and it was like I want to learn how to use a camera. Now, what that exactly meant and what that actually entailed and what that opened up to me, I had no idea. The only thing I really thought of was being a camera guy for live productions, and doing fun stuff. And I was big time, and I love movies. Action movies, and I always kind of like had the idea of. I have always ideas in my head, but I never knew how to do it, right? I never knew how to create it. Didn't even have access to a camera. Never shot on a camera, but I wanted to. And so I got introduced to a video production company, Skyline Productions. I owe such gratitude towards Skyline and Joe Reynolds, who owns Skyline Productions, and because he's the one that first gave me the opportunity to he opened up his doors to me, a guy that doesn't know anything, but he opened up his doors to his business, to open up his doors to his everyday work. And I don't, at first I would never thought it was a big deal, or as in like tough, but I'll go more into that. But to be able to open up their doors, it was pretty significant. And so he basically said, hey, you come on down, I'll put you to work for free. I'm not going to pay you, but I'll put you to work, and you can shadow, you can learn as much as you want, soak it all in. And it was also a test, just see what my commitment was before he starts taking flyers on me. And so I ended up, long story short, I ended up going into this production company, and I started working for them for free for a whole year. Just a whole year before I got my first paying gig, and I learned the trade. I made so many great relationships and connections within this industry. Out here in Arizona is where I'm at, and that year period, I learned so much. Now, a lot of it was in broadcasting, but that's where my journey of video came into play. Fast forward, and then at this time, it was kind of a risk, because I was working full time, or I was working part time at the same. Actually, I was working part time when I went to before I call it my internship, before I interned at the video production company, and at the same time, I was trying to make money because I was getting married at that time. Thank you for your support. But fast forward, I still worked full time, just to be able to pay for insurance, be able to pay for, I didn't know how to start a business. And I thought being in this business, I had to get hired full time by a company or a production company, or be able to try to go full time freelance. And it's always a very difficult thing to do. But fast forward 10 years of me burning the candle at the end, burning the candle at both ends, right? I hope, comment below on the exact terminology on that. But for 10 years straight, I was working 25, 30 hours in a full-time job, in video production. And then I was working about 40 hours, a little bit more than that, in my full-time jobs, and it was sales jobs at that time. And it took me 10 years before I went out on my own. But during those 10 years, it took me a while to figure out what my niche was, what exactly I like to do, because there's so much into video, and in video production, and in usage of it. I mean, the creativity behind it. There's so many different jobs that are within it, editing, graphic design, visual effects, production, pre-production, management. There's just so many different layers to video, and I had no idea until I got into it, and all I wanted to do was be a camera guy. Well, that's quickly once I went on my own and decided, you know what, I could run a company. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll try to run a company, and I do video. Well, once I went out on my own on that, that's when things really started changing and started really honing down on what I really like doing within the video, because I've done everything under the sun: music videos, weddings, I did it all, live broadcasts, things like that. When I started, obviously I geek out over the equipment. I geek out over fun promos, hype videos. They're great times. But and obviously everyone loves films and documentaries, and I do love doing documentaries. But what I found was that I when I went on my own, not only do I have to show that I make great quality video, but that's not exactly what people were worried about. When you're trying to sell your services, it was more of like, how, if I'm investing in this video, what kind of return on the investment am I going to get by investing in this video? And that was a hard question to ask, because when you're doing video, it's a creative concept. How do you prove that this video will be effective for their investment? 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 investment into their, this company that pays you, in order to get paid for your services, right? Because you do want to get paid for your services. And so that was the difficult part. And I struggled with that mightily on how to, I knew how to sell my services, but not to actually really make an impact. And I could do it for small level jobs, but if I wanted to get more into the higher, bigger corporate jobs, I had to come with a strategy, and I had to come with a plan. And in my journey as being a sole entrepreneur, a business owner, starting a thing, I came in connections with a fellow who is also in this line of work, and I find as a mentor of mine as well. His name is Ian Garlic, and he's out in Orlando, Florida. I think one of my lights just blew out. It happens. That's live. That's what we're doing. Anyway. Ian Garlic, and he's really, really just amazing on not only on creating video, but the video marketing strategy behind it, and how to actually utilize video successfully so that you could grow your business. And I just was enthralled with that. I had a sales background, and I want my videos to be impacting businesses. And how do they impact them? Well, they help them grow. They bring in money. They keep money in there. They educate. They empower, the people. And so how do you do that through video, or how do you sell that to businesses through video? And there's with every successful moving forward, every successful business, there's always a strategy that they plan out and they provide. And it's these strategies that I learned, was taught, and it was tried through. And it's what these strategies is what I use for my clients, and these strategies is what I use for myself, or even applying it to try to start for it myself with my business, to grow my business up higher. Hence the reason here I am on YouTube. These strategies they're just effective, and I want to be able to take the time and share them with you, because they're strategies that I feel like there's a missing gap. Now, there's some people out there with some pretty good channels on video marketing, very, very heavily on marketing, not necessarily on exact like what type of videos that you can use within that marketing strategy, and that's what I kind of want to focus on. And so when I was contemplating on how I wanted to create my channel, one thing I knew that I wasn't going to do is that, there are so many good channels about how to teach you how to actually shoot video, or how to edit. Just so many amazing, creative people that are I watch them myself. Your Peter McKinnons, your I don't know, they're all seem like from Canada, but your tech gurus and your camera connoisseurs and things like that. That's something that I already feel like there's already a market for that, and there's some really good people out there to watch. Film Riot, Peter McKinnon, Maddie, I forgot how you say his last name. I'm trying to think of other people that I watch that are really, really good. Gerald Undone. I mean, these are really, really good channels that are really established, but they don't necessarily help on exactly what kind of videos that you can create in order to grow a business, right? So I'm going to focus more on the video strategy, the video sense wise, and I'll kind of break down what some topics I'll be discussing about so you guys can actually see what I'm referring to. And then also I want to show you that how this channel is going to go. I want to make it fun. I want to make it interactive, and I want to do it once a week. And like I said, hopefully use it as a great resource for how to implement video into your video marketing strategies. So just to give you an idea here, let's go ahead and give you some ideas on some topics here that I'm going to discuss. Let me go ahead and move this a little bit. Sorry about that. All right. Whoops. There we are. It's live. What can you expect? So, what's the difference between a videographer and video marketer? I didn't spell that right, but why videos fail, when to hire a video professional, basic setup, video setup, be specific on what you want your videos to do, how to actually repurpose video, understanding who your client is, 9 videos to use in your marketing, product videos. These are all topics I'm going to go into great detail throughout this channel. Is there really a simple video? How much does a video actually cost? I really want to get into those deep, harder questions that sometimes it's hard to find, because, like, for example, I always got frustrated. And the reason why I decided to go with this route on this channel is, you'll see, obviously, clickbait. You'll see, how much do you charge for videographers? How much do you charge for video? And they never, ever give you a specific answer on what do you charge for video. It's always about, well, what do you think your value is? It's very, very generalized answers. And I am, for one, that I get that. You don't want, I get, this, but they never tell you what they actually do. And I'm not all about that. I'm not, there's nothing to hide. I'm learning how to grow this channel myself. I'm not an expert at this, as in I know everything, right? But I'm going to bring on guests. I'm going to bring on that are expert in the specific fields. But basically what I'm trying to say specifically is I'm going to be as direct and pretty straight to the answer. There is no going to be some fluff to it. I'm not a person that tries to, answer a question with another question, that type of thing. It's going to be very direct, as much as I can. Also, this channel is really about inspiring people and to be able to move forward, feel confident, not only use this as a resource, but to be confident in your pursuit of being in front of camera, or trying to use video in your business, or if you're a videographer, if you're trying to actually sell video, all this topics and all this content that I'll be putting out each week is it's just going to really help focus you on that. And so I'm really looking forward to that thing. But the other idea with Just Create is this forces me, right? So, a lot of people have ideas in their head. A lot of people want to kind of pursue something, but then something that stops them. They're either scared to be in front. They're scared to be, to put themselves out there, and they're afraid to get canceled. I mean, there is that issues that's going on in today's world. But I also want this to be a channel where not only do I look, my background and my experience in the creative world is, or how do I say it? My background and my foundation is really rooted into, with the idea that when you put yourself out there, right, and you're trying to create something, it's going to be messy at first. It's going to be a struggle at first. It's going, people only see the people only see the end product, and they never actually see what it took to get that end product, right? So a lot of your established videos that you, or the established channels out there, are so good, but you never saw the work that got to them to that point, and the struggle that got to them to that point to get to how good and polished they look. Well, with my channel, you're going to be able to see that struggle. You're going to see how not polished this is. I want to make sure that I can, obviously, each show that I do, each thing I do, I'm going to see what I did wrong and what I can improve on that. And you guys get to be a part of that. Hopefully you get to see the gradualization of it. So not only am I, using this for myself to be able to teach me, to do it for me, but I'm also wanting to do it for you guys as well, because going back to my original story, let me kind of get out of this. Here's another kind of scene, that transition I want to do. Going back to my original story, someone opened their door up to let me learn this business. And I'll tell you what, like, the older that I got and the more established I got, then it was kind of starting to reverse, right? Where people were new, kids coming out of college, folks that are younger than me, now they're coming to me and asking me to almost essentially do the same thing, to open up my doors and teach them. And I've been able to do some of that. And I love doing that, but I never realized how actual time consuming that is, or how much a commitment that is. Cause you do feel like you want to help this person out and teach them, but you also have to run a business and you're still learning on your own. And so the fact that, like, how much more appreciate I got when I was started being the mentor to other people, how much more appreciate I got for the person that mentored me, because he didn't have to do that. And not only that, but he had so much work on his plate that to be able to stop and teach me is really just priceless. Most people go to school. I did not go to school for this. I did it through hard work and having someone, a mentor like Joe Reynolds. And then it led me to other mentors, right? Other people that helped me with my career. That led me to Trey Goodman, who's a big time film guy out here in Arizona. It led me to Ian Garlic, who's taught me more on the business side of things. My video stuff was packed down perfect, but how to actually market it, how to use it properly, these are things that I learned along the way. And I want to be able to return that favor to everybody that I know, that I come across with. But it's so time consuming that, and especially in today's age where now YouTube and, social media, the way it works is that I can actually now reach more people by doing it this way, to be able to teach what I learn, what I know, and bring on the people that I have developed relationships with, and then bring them to you and do it through this, where you could do it at your own convenience, use this channel at your own convenience. That's what's exciting to me, and that's the reason why I do it. It's not only a way for me to be able to be a resource for you guys, but it's just a way that I can offer to help the next person that wants to learn how to use video, the next business that wants to launch, the next person that wants to grow and scale and do all those great things because they have a desire, they have a passion. And I do it the way that my mentors taught me, and the way that I have learned and the way that I've been coached. When I played sports, it wasn't through nice little softness, attaboys. And and obviously in the creative space, might be a little bit different, but I do come with the attitude of, there's going to be a struggle. It's hard work. I'm a huge fan of Jordan Peterson and a lot of his methods and a lot of his principles that he lives by. The principles, the 12 rules of life is what, I kind of go by. Judge yourself based off of you yesterday, not someone's, what they are today. And, I try to go by that. And then not only that, but being creative is, he has this thing that talks about the curse of creativity, or being the curse of being creative. And that's something we're going to explore more into, because it is so difficult to be a creative and then to be good at it, like among other people, right? And then to make money off of it, to be able to learn how to monetize that. Well, that monetization is what I want to get you guys to. I've been very blessed and successful enough to where I'm able to take my love and my passion and make a career out of it and monetize off of it, through, doing work for other companies and doing video for them. But I want to be able to, it's always like, how do you get to that point? How do you get there? What do I need to do to get that? And that's what this channel will offer, is to show you that path and be a resource to that, and hopefully prepare you for, pitches and strategies, and become more confident in understanding how actual video could be used successfully. Also, this puts me in front of the camera, create content, and it'll be a lot of fun. So this is like a setup right here. Now, just to kind of give you an idea, as we wrap things up here, thank you for whoever's still on. I appreciate anyone viewing this. Next week, I'm going to try to do these every Monday. Monday is the day. So Tuesday, I know today is Tuesday, but every Monday I am going to go live. I meant to try to go live yesterday, just didn't work, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and show you kind of like what you can expect. I'm also going to be fixing my, throughout these things, you'll see a new intro. I've had that intro for quite a while. It's time to kind of definitely update that for sure. But this is one of the right here. So we're at this. This is one of the kind of background. I created this background right here, kind of loops. I really like that look. But one of the other things I'm going to do too is do some iPad work, and you'll see this. See, there it is. And I can put myself right here. And do a little picture-in-picture. I use the Blackmagic A10 Mini Pro. Absolutely love this device. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll talk a little bit more what's some appropriate ways of doing live stream, things like that. Another what I showed to you guys a little bit earlier. Here, let me go ahead back to this. What I showed to you guys a little bit earlier is this view. Oops, let me go ahead and get myself back on the view right there. There you go. I'd be able to bring on guests. This will be like sort of the interview guests, also kind of breakdown. That's another view. And then, we just transition into different scenes. It's just, I built that out to transition. There's a little delay there for sure, but let me turn this off right here. There we go. But anyway, this is what the channel is going to be a little bit about. I'm going to be kind of improving as much as I can along the way. Tell me, you guys, let me know what your thoughts at. Do you feel like this brings a good experience? Look, I know that this channel is not as polished as others. It will get there, but I wanted to make it a good experience as best as I could to begin with, and to make it fun and to show the capabilities that we have to bring on different things, or different, what do I call it? Just different visuals. I wanted it to be visually pleasing, because let's face it, sometimes I may not have the best, thing to say. So at least it's like, if it's visually good, it should be good. At least it's going to be visually entertaining. That type of thing. But that's a little bit just what I wanted to get on. I know we're about 30 minutes on. I appreciate everyone watching. Just to recap real quick before I go, one of the things I highly suggest, or would be so grateful, is that you go ahead and subscribe. I actually probably should get a little text that says subscribe, and hit the notification button, so that way every time I do go live, you'll be notified. And And let me know in the comments below what you want your first topic to be next week. Let me kind of go ahead and get back to this. Any of these topics look good, fun to you? Let me know on the comments below. That's the only thing that can help me out, is just a comment. I may actually start off with what the difference is between a videographer versus a video marketer. It's going to be a great segment for businesses, because look, businesses, I understand that you guys are wanting to hire, and you realize the importance of video. Obviously, it's a have to now. It's not, I laugh at people when they still say that, like, oh, video is the future. Like, it's here. It's here. It is a demand. It is a must. But to be able to do it right, that's where a lot of people don't know where to kind of fall into. And a lot of times people, businesses, think they need to hire a videographer to help them really execute the how to make video successful. A videographer just really execute on the actual video. A video marketer knows how to actually distribute it and know how to utilize it within your business in order to actually make you money. So what is the difference between video and video marketer, and what you want to look for when you hire someone? So that way you're not going to be in a position where you're putting a lot of money into a great video but not actually receiving that return on that investment back. So and there are times where you want to hire a videographer versus a video marketer. There's just sometimes they run together. It's okay. But I think I'm going to start off with that. But if you guys have any other topics that you would like to talk about in regards to video, I think the next video after that, I think I want to do like the 9 different videos you could use in your business. The 9 different videos, and where to use it within your business. And it's all about understanding your client's journey, where they begin to, what kind of where their part in that journey, what step they are in that journey. And you want, because each video is a different message. So I think those are 2 huge ones we could start off with. But if there's something else that you guys would love to have, please let me know. Let me kind of go back to this right here. There we are. I really like this setup. What are you guys saying? Anyway, I appreciate everyone joining on. This is the very first episode live. It is a little bit nerve-wracking. I am not going to lie. I've been in front of camera before, but this is definitely a little nerve-wracking, and I appreciate everyone that is viewing. The best thing I can ask is just to comment below, hit subscribe, hit the notification button, and I promise you it's going to be a really, really, really fun time. I'm going to bring on guests. It's going to be this format will develop over time, and let's just struggle right through it together, and hopefully you can use me as an example. That you don't have to be talented enough to be the best speaker. You don't need to be the best looking person, because I'm not a good looking person in front of camera, but I want it to be to show you that a regular guy like myself, a guy that's been in this business for many years, has been behind the camera, that has a lot of expertise, but wants to be able to share it, and then you be able to do it, and hopefully inspires you to do whatever it is that you feel like you are compelled to do. I want you guys to go out and do that. I don't think that made any sense. That's all right. It's all right. We're wrapping up as we go. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and see you guys next week, Monday, same time. I'm going to kind of play around. Actually, I'm going to try again Monday at the same time, if not a little bit later. I'm going to kind of play around with the times to see which is going to be more effective, which gets more views, which gets more people interacting in this. And so it'll be a good time. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of the weekend, or great rest of the week. And I'll see you guys next week on Monday.